Hey everybody, what is going on? Serial Overdrive here, and today I'm playing Entropia Universe. What I'm going to be doing today is I want to talk about Calypso Land Deeds. And by the way, for those of you guys wondering, this isn't really any sort of specific hunt. I just decided to come out to Jura Plateau, take on some Aatrox, and just see what sort of loot pops up. But let's get into what I really do want to talk about, because I don't like wasting time, and that's what we're going to do. So 30 seconds in, let's get into it. Calypso Land Deeds. I think special attention has to be brought to them, because if you go here, you look to the PED Flow Center, and then you check out this Calypso shares, you're going to see that my revenue for these deeds, I've got 20 deeds right now, is paying out 90 PEDs. 90 PEDs a week. I'm getting almost 5 PEDs a deed. So if you look over here, right, this is sort of during COVID times, like when it was at an all-time high. COVID is still going on, despite what certain people say. COVID is still very, very real. But if you look right here, 77 PDs, 78 PDs, here's 83, right? 84, 79, 78, 85. So this is back in April. Okay, so this is 420 right here. Sort of cool. You can see it's 85, we got another 85, 72, and then right here, this is sort of before lockdown, pre-lockdown, right? In March 30th, these deeds were paying about 63 PEDs a total for 20 deeds. We're just going to go with that number because it's easier to work with. And now you can see an almost 50% increase because we hit 90 PEDs. That's crazy. And like I said, it's a combination of things. So that first initial spike was from COVID. That's everybody being locked down. But this recent spike is quite impressive because right now, from my point of view, everything's going back to, well, despite what I think, everything is going back to normal. People are going out and about, they're doing their daily lives, sort of things have returned to some sort of normalcy. Things are still fucked up, everything's weird, I get it, but people aren't sitting inside all day playing video games. At least that's not what I'm thinking. But you can see the returns on these deeds are still crazy high, which means right now, if you look at these deeds and you look at the payout for them, 2,500 PEDs a deed, that might be a little low, to be honest. If you look at Calypso Land Deeds, you look at what they're paying out, and if you think they can keep up this markup, they're probably worth about 3,000 PEDs a deed based on what they were valued at when they were paying out like 60 PEDs a deed, and that's crazy to think about. Now, right now, we do have Summer Mayhem going on and everything like that, but if this increase continues past Summer Mayhem, that's going to be huge. That's going to mean that Entropia Universe did a few things, okay? So first off, if you go ahead and we take this PD Flow Center and we go look at Arkadia Underground Deeds, you're going to see that they're sort of paying out the same that they always were, right? They're paying out about 1 PEC a day. Arkadia Moon Deeds are a bit of a train wreck here, and Crystal Palace Deeds and everything like that are still, you know, they're doing what they were doing. Everything stayed the same with them. So one of the things that this Calypso Land Deed increase could mean is that more players are coming into Entropia Universe. More players are playing Entropia, getting into the game, loving the game. They're finding my videos, you know, everything's good. Now, this could be the case, but I really feel like it isn't the case because we're not seeing the revenue jump up on Arkadia Underground Deeds. We should be seeing a couple 2 PEC days a week if Arkadia Underground Deeds were going to reflect Calypso Land Deeds. The same with Crystal Palace Deeds. They should be paying out a little bit more than they are if they're truly paying more like Calypso Land Deeds now, if there truly has been a spike in people playing the game. And we're not really seeing that. So what could be happening is a lot of these people could be just concentrated on Calypso because as a new player, that's where you want to spawn, honestly. If someone asks me where should I spawn in Entropia Universe, my recommendation is always Calypso. You should always be spawning on Calypso. That's the most things to do now. Arkadia does make a great second planet. There are a lot of amazing things there, and there's been some really good work that's gone into making Arkadia a full, fleshed-out planet, and Arkadia Moon does give out free PEDs to new players. There's a lot of cool stuff like that going on. I get it. I 100% understand. I know why you're mad at me because you think I just told everybody not to go to Arkadia, but that's not true, right? I think Calypso just has more players, it's more vibrant, it's a better place to start because there's more documentation about everything. Like, let's face it, right? If you're looking for documentation on planets, you're looking for how to do things, you're mostly dealing with Calypso. Like, when I make all of my beginner guides, everything like that, I do it for Calypso because Calypso's the most established. If you're a new player, that's sort of where you want to be. So if there is a spike in new players and they're all following my advice, which maybe they are, maybe they aren't, they're going to spawn on Calypso. So it is still possible that Mindark has brought in a huge bump in players, okay? The other thing, though, that sort of tends to make me think that that's not true is because if you go to my YouTube channel, you look at the views that I'm getting on these videos, like this one that I'm making right now, you're going to see that those views aren't that much more than the views I was getting 6 months ago on my Entropia Universe videos. Actually, you could say they're pretty stable, right? And I appreciate it. Thank you guys for watching so much. That's not to knock you at all, but I'm just using that as sort of a data point, right? It's something we can use. We can look at that and say, well, my channel hasn't grown, and because of that, it means, A, there could be more competition. Maybe there's people out there making videos that are better than me, right? There are some really good content creators for Entropia Universe. I'm not the only guy out there making Entropia Universe videos anymore. And let's be honest, my quality probably hasn't increased that much in the past year or two. So maybe there's someone out there with better quality videos that I don't know about. Or maybe there's someone that I do, right? Like, everybody has different things that they watch for. To be honest, I do watch a few Entropia Universe content creators, but not a ton of them are putting out consistent videos, which makes it a little bit hard to consistently follow them, in my opinion. And I don't think the competition is really there that I should be seeing a drop in my viewership. If anything, because my content's coming out less, they should be seeing an increase in their viewership, and we should have some, like, sort of cross-channel sharing of views. So they should all be going up or down sort of with the tide. So I don't believe that's the case, and because, again, like, I'm not seeing my videos going crazy, I don't really think there's that big of an influx, right? I don't think there's 50% more people joining Entropia Universe and sticking with it than there were, I don't know, 6 months ago. I do think there's been a bump, honestly. If I look at all the stats, all the metrics, everything that I've got, I think there's probably been a slight increase in the amount of people coming to Entropia Universe to the tune of 10, 20, 30 extra people a day, which is significant. That's quite a bit, right? And, you know, if 10 of those people stay, or if even 3 of those people stay, that's really good news for Mindark, and that's really good news for the game. But I don't think it's enough to account for the bump that we're seeing. So now, what might be happening is, and this is all just sort of theory here, don't read too much into this, I think that right now, because the governments are paying a lot of people out, they're giving them money to sort of stay home, a lot of these people who are out of jobs, out of work right now, are just sitting at home. They're still getting a nice check from employers, the government, whatever, and they're not having to work. So my experience has been, I guess, way different from a lot of other people, right? I'm a programmer, computer engineer, whatever you want to call it, software developer, software engineer. There's a million names for it, but basically I'm a code monkey. I sit behind a computer and type a bunch of stuff, and it does magic. The short, easy way of it, just that's how it works, right? I can work from home. I can work from wherever. So my workload's increased, right? Because there have been layoffs in my industry. There have been layoffs in my job. And that means that now there's there's the same amount of work to be done, less people to do it, which means I'm working more hours. And I've got a bunch of other stuff on top of that, like personal stuff that's just crazy right now. So for me, I've been playing less Entropia Universe, less games than ever before, pretty much, right? Like, way less. I pretty much fire up Entropia, I do these videos, and then I stop, right? And I'm only putting out 1 or 2 videos a week, so you guys can probably playing Entropia for, a couple hours a week at most, which is really low for me. And other games like Warframe, I'm probably playing for less than an hour a week. Rust, I haven't touched that in 2 weeks. Like, that's pretty much it. That's that whole of my gaming experience, right? Just been swamped, stressed, everything like that. But I think for a lot of people, when the government is paying them the government's helping them out, right? Saying, like, let's get over this COVID thing and you guys can sort of not work for a little bit. I think that gives them a lot more free time, and it probably gives them some sort of relief because there is some money coming in. So maybe they're coming into Entropia. Maybe it's a lot of old players who really liked the game before. they sort of got busy with life, with the world and everything like that, and now they're coming back to the game because it's something tried and true. They know what it is, and unlike a lot of MMOs, there's nothing you got to get over, right? Like, if I want to start playing RuneScape again, I've got to pay $5 a month just so I can access all that unlockable content and everything like that I used to have. With Entropia Universe, that's not the case. Like, you just start it up and everything's there, right? If you want to put in more money, that's completely up to you. You can decide to do that. You can decide not to do that. But that's completely up to you. Now, oh boy, two providers are attacking me right now. This is not good. Serial Overdrive's gonna die here. Sorry. What was I saying? But yeah, so what I'm thinking basically is going on is that 4 Aatrox are attacking me. I'm gonna kill this one and I'll be bailing out on this. So what I think's happening is basically a lot of people are sitting at home. They're not so worried about revenue. They're looking for a game that they can pick up. They know what's going on. They can just sit back, relax, and chill out with it. And I think Entropia is a perfect game, and I think that's why we've seen an increase in players. Also, I think Summer Mayhem and everything like that is just timed perfectly for it. There's a lot of events going on. It's all around Calypso. Everybody's on Calypso. It feels new. It feels fresh. It feels like something cool's going on. So everybody just jumps in and gives it a go, and I think that's... I'm not going to use my HDNA. I think that's what we're seeing. I think we're just seeing sort of a second renaissance of the game because people who've always been playing it have a little bit more time to play, and they're using that time to play more. So there's a higher payout in deeds, and the people who might have said, hey, I just don't have the time to play the game. They're not sick of the game. They don't hate it. They just sort of go over to other things. They're coming back to Entropia because it's a great game. If you want to catch up on your Netflix, right? Get some Office or, whatever show that you sort of know, but you like watching it, your comfort show. Get that playing in the background, shoot off some rounds of ammunition, and just hang out. It's perfect, honestly. That's a good night, I'd say, right? Like, kick back, relax, grab a Mountain Dew, I don't know if energy drink's the right thing for nighttime, maybe a beer, right? Grab some wine, whatever you're doing, right? Just sit back, relax, you got your comfort shows on, you're playing a little bit of Entropia Universe, because this is a real passive game. Honestly, unless when I'm doing this, I do not have anything running in the background, as you guys can tell, because that would mess with the audio quality, but pretty much my normal, Entropia Universe setup is something running in the back, either something on YouTube, something on Netflix, Amazon Prime, whatever it is, something running in the background, and Entropia Universe is going. I'm just sitting here find the mob, attack the mob, step back, watch what I'm watching, and then just sort of listen for the global sound. If it doesn't come, look back at my screen a little bit and keep firing away. It's a good game to sit around to do that passively too, and I think it just fits perfectly in with what a lot of people want to do as far as their schedules and everything like that goes. And the fact that you really don't have any barrier to entry as far as getting back into the game and stuff like that is amazing, and I think that's one of the most amazing things about a real cash economy game, or a game that essentially you can log into anytime you want for free. It means that you don't have any sort of barriers. There's nothing really holding you back from just... Ooh, that was actually a pretty good loot right there. There's nothing holding you back from just jumping into the game, giving it a go for a week or two, and then getting out. Your account's still here. You're going to play the game, and your account's always going to... Well, maybe not always. If you do break some rules or if you don't log in enough, they could take your account away. But as long as you're logging in fairly regularly, just sort of logging in, hitting a button, or doing whatever, you're good to go, right? Your account's always here. So a lot of people whose accounts have been deleted or forgotten about in other MMORPGs, they're still here for Entropia, and I think that's got that staying power, and I honestly think that's why we're seeing a jump in this. And it makes sense, right? People who are just interested in playing this game and they're older players, I'm not going to see them going to my YouTube channel unless they already are interested in what I'm doing, right? Because you're not going to be going to YouTube looking up Entropia Universe if you've been playing this game for 10 years. You don't care about Serial Overdrive. You don't care about anything like that. You're just sort of, you know what's going on. You log in and you do the same thing that you've been doing for the past decade. And I think, I think that's where we're at. And I think that's why we're seeing that huge data increase. And I think to Mindark's credit, they've actually done a pretty good job of supporting that, right? I've noticed loot hasn't been as bad as it was in the past. Obviously, deeds are paying out well. It seems like the majority of players are actually pretty happy with the way things are going. There have been some things going on in the background with certain pets and things they may or may not be able to do for people. I won't get into that. I think that bug's been fixed, but I don't want to get into that unless I know it has. But there's a few things like that going on in the background. But overall, I think, players are happier playing the game than they have been in a long time. It's good to see, and it's good to see that increase. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to kill these last two Aatrox and stop going on and on about this, because I think I've beaten this topic into the ground. As far as the topic goes, this thing has been destroyed and left for dead, and I'm coming back to kick it a few more times. And I really don't know why. I got what I needed to say out, and I'm just dragging it on because I'm hoping that we're going to get some good loot to talk about, but it's not happening. So after this provider, I'm going to call it a video, and hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If you have any questions, comments, anything like that, you guys know the drill. Down below in the comments, feel free to ask it. If you're on my Discord, or if you want to join my Discord, there's a link down in the description. I'm not on there too much right now. I probably pop in every couple days just to make sure that things haven't gone too nuts. And if you want to send me any private messages on Discord, I have not blocked you. I've just got it set so only friends and people who actually are familiar to me can message me, because some of you guys are just, you're doing too much. Ooh, that's a good loot to end on right there. About 20 PDs. But yeah, some of you guys just kept messaging me. You get what you want and then you leave. And it's like, come on, dude, that's not cool. You pop into my Discord, you ask me a few questions, and then when you get bored, you say something mean and leave. And it's like, well, all right. That happened a few times. Then it happened a third time. I was aggravated. I'm like, I don't have to deal with this. And I don't now. So I'm happy. And, if you become a regular part of the community, of course, I'm going to add you. And we're all going to have a really, really fun, good time. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, like always, hit the like button. And if you did not hit the like button, you've still got another chance. This video is just going to go on a little bit longer while I ask you, why have you not hit the like button? Let me know down below in the comments, and then hit the like button. Anyways, also, if you made it 16 minutes into this video, subscribe button. That's another good one to click, because you probably do like these videos and you want to hear more of them. And it turns out if you subscribe, you're going to be directed towards more of these type of videos, and that's a good thing, right? Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time, peace.